What's up, guys? This is the Power Up Mushroom, and I'm coming to you guys with the One Up Talk Show episode. What episode is this, guys?
You
Five?
didn't have me on a few of them, so I don't know. It's the
I
third one I've been on, I think.
We'll just call it episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, with the Spoony Bard. Spoony Bard, say hi.
Hello, everybody.
And then we all know Nomdee. Nomdee.
What's up, guys?
Alright, now this talk show is going to be a little different. Spoony Bard is going to be taking over as host because he has been doing all his research for all this news. And Spoons, you want to start us off with your first topic today, because there's been quite a bit going on.
Yeah, so the first topic I'm just going to mention, something we were kind of talking about just continuously doing, and we'll eventually incorporate the Xbox One in there. We just didn't get around to it today. But PlayStation Plus, and Xbox Live, they always have free games up every month. So we're going to talk about the free games that are up available on PSN for this month. It's Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, Amnesia Collection, which comes with both of the Amnesia games, Hughes Skyforce Anniversary, Hustler Kings, and Monster Jam Battlegrounds. And there are 4 of those games that are available to play on both the Vita and the PlayStation. There are 4 of those games that can be played with the PlayStation 4. 2 of them are cross-play with PlayStation Vita, and the other 2 are for the PlayStation 3. Metal Gear Solid 5 is a really great game. It does have its flaws, but it's nonetheless a masterpiece in itself, especially when it comes to the gameplay elements. I have never personally touched the Amnesia Collection. What about you guys?
Can I make an unpopular opinion right off the bat here?
Go for it.
Yeah.
This is gonna be like my Peter Griffin did not care for the Godfather moment. Did not care for the Metal Gear series whatsoever. I'll just leave it at that. No,
Moving.
The thing is I just blew up in Pandora's box there. No, I never really got into stealth games whatsoever, and there was a lot of stealth mechanics in the Metal Gear series, and so it's just not something I ever could get really into.
MGS5 is for you then.
It's kind of a lame reason, but that's just the way I grew up, I guess. I don't know. I just never really cared for the Metal Gear series.
Not for everybody, because it does require a lot of patience, especially Metal Gear Solid 3. But yeah. Did you have anything else to add on your Metal Gear thing? I'm pretty sure everyone who's watching is like, they're typing right now if we get any views. Like,
Probably.
Not really. I mean, honestly, Metal Gear Solid 5 is what I consider the perfect imperfection. Just because the game itself, don't expect much from the story, but if you're looking for a game that kind of just allows you to kind of freely stealth the way you want to, find your own play style, then that game is game's your go-to.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'll throw in my stuff for Metal Gear. I mean, for me it was a little different. For me and my cousins, we started playing MGS, on the PlayStation, and for some reason, I don't know why, but the story to us was always the best. We still go back and play it, but when Metal Gear Solid 3 came around, we started having like all these different theories on where it could lead and what would happen in the future of Metal Gear. I don't know. I guess for us, the story was really what drew us in. Not to mention, it has to be one of the best stealth games out there that perfected, the stealth mechanics, or like at least helped build that kind of, genre. Oh, do you guys have anything to say on that?
I dipped out after the second one, so I've really only played the first 2. Yeah, it's just this. Anyone who watches my channel regularly knows that I hate stealth mechanics in games. It's just something that it's not fun to me. So I do hear a lot of things about the storyline with Metal Gear. I played Snake a couple of times in Smash Brothers Brawl. Does that count?
I mean, you can hide in a box, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's a stealth mechanic. I didn't like it.
All right then. No, it doesn't count.
No,
But-
I respect what this Metal Gear Solid series is, and obviously it has a huge following and stuff. It's just something that's not it's not something that appeals to me. You know, it's kind of like Minecraft. Like we can respect Minecraft is a great game because tons of people play it, right? But I don't care for it, so that's kind of how I feel about Metal Gear. I just compared Metal Gear to Minecraft. People are gonna be going nuts.
One thing, Minecraft, I was into it until someone jumped in my world and burned it down. Now I hate the game. But one thing you can't argue with about Metal Gear, though, is the soundtrack for those games are amazing. Nom, if you haven't heard the soundtrack, I'm gonna just let you know right now. Calling to the Night and the opening for MGS3. You might want to check those out.
I'll
Shed
have
a
to do
tear.
that. I am a big fan of video game music.
Yeah, no, you'll definitely enjoy that. I guess that's it on Metal Gear Solid 5, real quick, because Nom, legit, you blew us away with that comment.
Just title this video "Nom Hates Metal Gear" or "Nom Thinks Metal Gear Sucks."
I will
I
do
get a bunch
that.
of hate mail.
All right, well, what was I gonna say? Freaking. As far as Amnesia goes, if you guys like the horror genre and you respect it, let me just tell you that right now, Amnesia has to be one of the best horror games I have ever played. The Dark Descent. Let's be clear. A Machine for Pigs really wasn't. I mean, it was scary, but I mean, it was one of those sequels that it just kind of it destroys everything that the first one stood for, if you know what I mean. Like, it just didn't do it as good. It suffers from sequelitis, in my opinion.
I have been craving a really good horror game lately. It's like
Yeah, and
it's something that gets overlooked a lot, and I don't count the stuff that's like Dying Light or Dead. Oh God, why is the name escaping me right now? Left 4 Dead. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. But games like that I don't really count as the horror genre where you're just mowing down tons of zombies and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's really something I think it's not as prevalent as people think it is. And we get good games here and there, like The Last of Us, and even that almost doesn't entirely feel like a true horror game, where the whole objective of the game is to, like, scare you, and not just a jump scare here and there. Like,
yeah.
I've really been searching for something like this, honestly, since probably Silent Hill 2, to be honest, where I'm actually playing through the game, and I'm creeped out at moments, there's jump scares, and everything about it feels like watching a horror movie, and the whole thing is just generally creepy, and it's not overplayed with a lot of action that kind of drowns out the horror elements in it. So I've been looking for a true horror game. Maybe this is my chance to jump at one.
Well, I'll tell you straight up that Amnesia: The Dark Descent is best played on Steam. I have it on PC because they have, you know, like all those user created content, which is really cool. They don't have that on the PlayStation. But the horror, it's more psychological horror that just scares you for being in that world or in that castle, exploring those mysteries, and that's what I like. So if you're looking for that, Nomdee, I think you'll enjoy it. Just saying.
Yeah, this is of the games on this list, this is probably the one I'd most likely jump at, or you know, this would be the most likely one I would buy, even though it's free.
Yeah. Also, don't watch Let's Plays on it because legit, you don't want to get the. I say that, but I made a Let's Play, but I guess it's kind of for people who've already played it. The story, you don't want it to be ruined, and you don't want those scares to be kind of ruined, you know, for you.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, so kind of stay away from it. If you do plan on playing it, try to stay away from any content that's associated with it. That way, you're not spoiled.
Just gonna throw in there while we're talking about horror games that feel legitimate like a horror game. If you haven't checked out Resident Evil 7, that is probably the latest game that's out that genuinely has that horror feel to it.
And it was nice to see them go back to that with the Resident Evil series. And that's a game I actually didn't play, but I watched my good friend Gothic Tech on here play through it, and I could get the sense of that from just watching him play it. That this was Resident Evil the way Resident Evil was supposed to be done, and because they kind of gravitated more towards the action elements in some of the later games, and kind of left behind the horror elements. But honestly, I always thought the best Resident Evil games were the ones that brought out the true horror elements, and I thought 7 was a decent return to that. Just watching him play it anyway. I didn't get to experience it myself. I probably won't now because like you said, Shroom, that with horror games, it's hard to kind of watch somebody play it and then go back and play it yourself and get the same experience. So I kind of ruined it for myself that way by watching Gothic play it, but it was very enjoyable to watch him play.
Well, I will let you know. They do have. I guess this is free DLC. I don't know, but I had gotten like a discount or something from getting the game. So I don't know because I got all this stuff for free. But they did release these kind of tapes. They're called like lost footage tapes to kind of give you a little more backstory on the family. And if you haven't watched any of that, there's a lot of horror to be there, for you. So you can definitely play through those.
Straight up, if I ever get a VR, I will stream Resident Evil 7 on VR so everyone can watch me shit my pants live.
Legit, I think I've been wanting a VR for that. I really have.
That's honestly the saving grace of VR. I don't know why that doesn't get more attention, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I think about VR and stuff.
The VR is just so expensive right now. Yeah. But yeah, definitely. You guys should probably check out Resident Evil 7 if you haven't. I know, like for some reason, when games they're like super hyped or like everyone's talking about it. I mean, it turns a lot of people off, for it being popular. But don't let that discourage you from buying the game. There's a reason why people are talking about it. Resident Evil 7 really is that type of game that people should play, for horror or just get scared. So definitely check it out.
Agree.
Anything else? Yeah. As far as games go.
No, the other ones I really don't have any comment on. They just seem pretty, your typical indie-based titles that usually go up on Plus.